Today's lesson is called A Globetrotter's Guide to Being on Time. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff.
My name is Roger, and today we're going to continue talking about punctuality, being on time, and that's how we finish up the month of March here. So be on time for April, just around the corner. And in any case here, we talked about different concepts of punctuality in different parts of the world. We sort of touched on the Moroccans and the Malaysians, but we focused specifically on the British and the Germans and the Japanese. They actually think punctuality is extremely important, especially the Germans and especially the Japanese.
There you go. Last time we talked about certain cultures where being on time or early is super important. In Britain, you can't be late. You've got to be on time. You can't be tardy. If you're tardy by 5 minutes, that's shamefully impolite. And yes, that sounds tough, right? That sounds strict. Well, that's nothing. In Germany, people show up 10 minutes early. That's what being on time means in Germany. And in Japan, people are also always early. And not only is it shamefully impolite to be a little bit late, apparently it's totally unacceptable to be even 1 minute late in Japan. That means they are not going to accept it at all. How about that for being punctual? The Japanese really take the cake in that regard. Anyways, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break. But when we come back, we'll be learning more about punctuality all over the world.
But not everyone around the world takes punctuality so seriously. In Malaysia, for instance, busy traffic and unreliable public transportation means that being a little late has become so normal that it doesn't even require an apology. The same casual approach to being on time can be seen in China, where being about 10 minutes late to an appointment with friends is par for the course.
各位好，第一部分我们看到名词 transportation 指运输系统、交通工具。例如 My hiking club arranged for transportation to the mountain and back. 我的健行社安排好往返山上的运输工具。或是 Zoe uses public transportation to get to work. Zoe 利用大众交通工具上班。
Okay, we're continuing to talk about different ideas for punctuality in different parts of the world. So you might be thinking, wow, those British, those Germans, those Japanese are so uptight about being on time, but we don't need to listen to them. Let's just relax and take it easy and not be so uptight. Not everyone around the world takes punctuality so seriously. So other people in different parts of the world, in different countries, aren't so strict about being on time. They're more flexible.
There you go. Not everyone around the world is super punctual. Anyways, let's move on and learn some more about this. In Malaysia, for instance, busy traffic and unreliable public transportation means that being a little late has become so normal that it doesn't even require an apology. So there you go. If you're in Japan, the trains run on time, okay? The traffic is predictable, so being late is totally unacceptable. You can't say, oh, I missed the train. They'd say, well, why weren't you on it? Okay, you know when it comes and it's always there on time. Give me a break. That's a bad apology. Yeah, here when you're apologizing, you're saying sorry. But in Malaysia, if you're late, that doesn't require an apology. You don't need to explain yourself. Anyways, yes, an apology. That's an instance of when you said you're sorry or when you're saying that you're sorry.
Exactly. So in Malaysia, I guess they have lots of busy traffic. You think the traffic here in Taiwan is bad? Hey, go to Kuala Lumpur during rush hour. You'll find out what a traffic jam really means. And they also have unreliable public transportation. Maybe we take our MRT systems for granted here in Taiwan. The Taipei Metro and the Kaohsiung Metro are all very punctual. But hey, I guess the one in Malaysia isn't so reliable. The bus system is very slow and unreliable. So being late is very normal. You don't need to apologize, or you don't even require an apology. An apology is not necessary. The same casual approach to being on time can be seen in China, where being about 10 minutes late to an appointment with friends is par for the course. Hey, why are we talking about golf here? I thought we were talking about punctuality.
Well, here we're not actually talking about golf, but the idea is similar. If something is par for the course, it's expected or normal. So if you're 10 minutes late to an appointment with friends, well, that's expected. People aren't going to be mad at you if you're that late. It's par for the course. It's regular. It's the way that people do things in China. And yes, we're saying that this is a casual approach to being on time.
Exactly. So we'll find out some more about ideas of punctuality in other parts of the world. And we'll find out that some countries aren't so uptight about these things. Let's listen to the next part of our lesson and find out about Greece.
Some countries, though, have taken this relaxed approach to being late to a whole other level. In Greece, it's expected that you'll be at least 30 minutes late to a social gathering. In fact, arriving sooner than that is actually considered rude. The same is true in Brazil unless the hosts specify hora inglesa, English time, which implies that a punctual arrival is expected for the occasion.
第二部分我们看到单字 gathering 这个字是名词，指聚会、聚集。例如 Jacob and Mariah are having a small gathering at their townhouse tomorrow evening. Jacob 和 Mariah 明天晚上将在他们的宅邸举行小型聚会。或是 A gathering will be held at the park tomorrow for single people. 明天在公园会举办一场专为单身人士的聚会。另外这个字去掉字尾 ing 就成了动词 gather， 指使聚集、集合、采集、收拾。像是 A crowd gathered to watch the street dancers perform. 一群人聚集观看街头舞者表演。或是 Every night the little boy must gather his toys and put them away. 每天晚上那个小男孩必须收拾他的玩具并收好。接着我们看到动词 specify， 意思是明确说明、具体指定。举例来说 The doctor asked me to specify exactly what my symptoms were. 医生要我明确说出我的症状。或是 Gordon didn't specify what pizza he wanted, so Claire bought him pepperoni. Gordon 没有具体说他要吃哪种 pizza， 所以 Claire 帮他买意式腊肠 pizza。 另外补充一个相关动词 define， D-E-F-I-N-E define 指阐明、使明确、给点点点下定义。我们可以说 At the job interview, the company manager defined the functions of the position. 在工作面试时，该公司经理明确说明这个职务的职责。或是 The word kitten is defined as a young cat. Kitten 这个字被定义为小猫。再来，我们看到单字 imply， 这个字是动词，意思是暗示、暗指，意味着。例如I spoke with Henry, and he implied that he was no longer happy with his role in the company. 我和 Henry 谈过，他透露他不再满意自己在公司的角色。或是 His decision to buy a house seems to imply a desire to get married. 他要买房子的决定似乎意味着他想要结婚的渴望。
Okay, right before the break, I started talking about, today we're talking about casual approaches to being on time. In Malaysia and in China, being 10 minutes late, not a big deal, okay? If you're a little bit late in Malaysia, you don't even need to explain yourself. You don't have to apologize. People just expect that. And the same thing goes for China. Now, this was a casual approach to being on time as opposed to a strict approach to being on time like in Japan or Germany or even in England there. But next, we're going to take this to the next level, I should say, okay? We've gone from strict to casual to relaxed, a relaxed approach to being on time or being late. Get this, some countries, though, have taken this relaxed approach to being late to a whole other level. So yes, we're going to go from strict to casual to super casual, super relaxed. Yes, in Greece, apparently, people are late and it's not a problem at all.
Indeed. So we're taking this to another level. In Greece, it's expected that you'll be at least 30 minutes late to a social gathering.
Did you say 30 or did you say 13?
30. 13
oh my, half an hour?
Yeah, 30 minutes. 30分钟, 30 minutes. So yeah, if you're in Greece and you're going to get together with friends for a meal at a restaurant, and maybe have a little bit of drinks too, but you don't need to be on time. Hey, let's meet there at 7. You actually should show up at about 7:30.
So what's the point of having a time at all? If 7 means 7:30, really? Why not just say, okay, we're all going to show up at 7:30? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I guess you should look at Greeks' wrists and see if they actually have wrist watches on there. They probably don't because they don't care about time so much. That's why they're always in debt, and that's why they're always begging the European Union for loans, because they just don't care about time here. Yeah, you're expected to be at least 30 minutes late to a social gathering. Gathering here is when people get together and have fun, which is something they like to do in Greece a lot. Get together and spend the government's money on food and drinks and work. What's that?
Now, I know you're joking, but you do bring up a good point here when you reference work. Notice that in most of these situations, like here in Greece and there in China, okay, we talked about being late to an appointment with friends or to a social gathering, okay? Notice that no one has said, okay, being late for work by 30 minutes is A-okay in Greece. So I think there is some flexibility here. In Germany or Japan, you can't be late to meet with friends even, but in other places, China, Greece, places like that. Okay, maybe being on time to work is important, but being on time to a party or to a social gathering or something like that, it's not that big a deal. Being 10 minutes late in China is not a problem if you're meeting with friends. And in Greece, yes, you're expected to be 30 minutes late to a social gathering, but it goes even further than that. In fact, arriving sooner than that is actually considered rude. See, I don't understand this, but hey, I'm not Greek, so I can't tell you why this makes any sense or not. I think that being late is rude, but here being early is now rude. The world is flipped over here. I don't know what to make of this, but it's a different culture. I'm going to try to be open to it.
Yeah, you're going to have to. If you travel to Greece or do business there, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, or when in Athens, do as the Greeks do. You better expect to be at least 30 minutes late to a social gathering. If you're there on time or 15 minutes late, that would be considered rude. Forget about signing any trade deals with the Greeks if you're rude to them. Now, the same is true in Brazil, unless the hosts specify hora inglesa, English time, which implies that a punctual arrival is expected for the occasion. So if you're in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro or Sao Paulo or wherever, and you have some kind of gathering with people, you don't have to be on time. Again, the same rule applies. You need to be about 30 minutes late and don't arrive earlier than that, or it would be considered rude. But if you're doing business, and of course the Brazilians have a very vibrant economy, so in some instances, business meetings and stuff like that, they will be on time, but they need to specify something. Here, the verb to specify means you provide some very specific, exact information. So you need to specify this, hora inglesa. I guess that's Portuguese for English time, and that implies, or lets people know in a subtle way, that being punctual is expected.
There you go. This implies or suggests that you need to be punctual. You have to act like the English. Remember, the English are always on time. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break. But when we come back, we'll be wrapping up our article on punctuality.
If you're wondering, however, what the opposite of English time is, just ask a Moroccan. In Morocco, the concept of time is flexible, to say the least. On Moroccan time, a personal appointment might take place anywhere from 30 minutes to 24 hours later than planned. You can't help but feel very sorry for any Germans or Japanese residing there. All of this begs the question, which country's version of on time do you subscribe to?
第三部分我们看到形容词 flexible 指有弹性的、可变通的。例如 My schedule this week is flexible, so I can meet you anytime. 我本周的行程很有弹性，所以我们随时可以约出去。另外，这个字除了课文的意思，还可以指弯曲的、柔韧的。像是 The drinking straws at this cafe are flexible. 这个咖啡厅的吸管是可以弯曲的。或是 Dancers must be strong, graceful, and flexible. 舞者必须要强壮、优雅，也要有好的柔软度。最后我们看到单字 version 这个字是名词，指版本、说法。举例来说 I need to buy the latest version of that computer software. 我需要买那个电脑软体的最新版本。
Okay, so remember, if you're in Brazil and you need people to be on time, then you need to specify hora inglesa or English time. I guess they don't specify German time there. The Germans are even more punctual than the English, but the English are punctual enough. So if you're wondering, however, what the opposite of English time is, just ask a Moroccan. Morocco, of course, is a country in North Africa. It's straight south of Spain there. And, of course, I guess they have a different idea about what time is in Morocco. I guess they understand the opposite of English time. Not being on time is the norm.
Now remember, at the very beginning of our lesson, we had that hypothetical party. A German, a Malaysian, and a Moroccan were invited. I think we know now that the German would be there early, 10 minutes early at least. The Malaysian might be a little bit late due to traffic or to unreliable public transportation. And apparently the Moroccan might show up a day late. Okay, the party might be well over, let's say, and then the Moroccan person shows up. Why? Well, in Morocco, the concept of time is flexible, to say the least. By the way, if you are flexible, you're willing to adapt. You're able to change easily on the fly, let's say. So here for a Moroccan, the concept of time is flexible, okay? Its meaning is not clearly or well defined, to say the least.
To say the least, which means you're emphasizing something. So I could say, the 9/21 earthquake of 1999 was a terrible earthquake, to say the least, which means it was more than just a terrible earthquake. It was a really, really bad one.
Anyways, yes, more on the Moroccan concept of time. Remember, it's flexible. It can be changed from one moment to the next without much problem if you happen to be Moroccan. Yes, on Moroccan time, a personal appointment might take place anywhere from 30 minutes to 24 hours later than planned. Seriously, you could have that hypothetical party and the Moroccan might show up a day late. The party might be over, or it might have been over for 20 hours, and then the Moroccan person will show up. How about that for a flexible concept of time? Now, the next sentence says, yeah, you can't help but feel very sorry for any Germans or Japanese residing there in Morocco. Yes, I do feel sorry for these Germans or these Japanese people living in Morocco. Remember, they're very punctual people, so the fact that a Moroccan might show up anywhere from 30 minutes to 24 hours late for an appointment, yeah, my heart goes out to those very punctual Germans or Japanese. I can't help but feel very sorry for them.
Well, you never know. Maybe the Germans or Japanese like it that way. All their lives they've been in a country where punctuality is so important. Maybe they're sick and tired of always having to be on time. And being in Morocco is a gift from God. Hey, we don't have to be on time. This is the polar opposite to what we grew up with in Germany or Japan. That's just guessing here. But in any case, here we've got the word reside as a verb. That just means where you live, especially if you come from outside of that place. So Germans or Japanese people reside in Morocco. They reside here in Taiwan as well because it's such a great place. And lots of them, of course, plan to just stay here for 1 or 2 years, but they ended up living here for 20, 30, 40 years. Okay, all of this begs the question, question, which country's version of on time do you subscribe to? So because we've discussed all of this, hey, a question is naturally coming up. This begs the question. This makes us ask this question. Which country's version of punctuality do you agree with? Which one do you subscribe to? Which one do you prefer?
All right, folks, with that, today's lesson is now in the books, and it's time for us to say bye-bye. But don't worry, don't fret. The Chinese teacher is waiting in the wings.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第一部分提到，在马来西亚因为有繁忙交通以及不可靠的大众运输系统，所以稍微迟到是很稀松平常的事。这边有一个单字 transportation， 它是来自动词 transport。 我们来学它的字首字根 P-O-R-T port， 它表示港口嘛。那这个字当字根的时候表示运送或是携带或是支撑。带有这个字根的字呢，多半都有这种输送往来的语义。好，那么在 transport 这个字当中，它的字首 T-R-A-N-S 表示跨越、横越，那么 P-O-R-T 表示运送。当我们横越不同地方，把物品往返运送到不同地方，这样应该可以联想到 transport 它有运送、输送的意思。那后面加上名词字尾 A-T-I-O-N 就会变成课文的这个名词 transportation 来表达运输系统、交通工具。 Public transportation 那就是大众运输系统咯。我们顺便来补充几个相同字根的单字。第一个 import I-M-P-O-R-T 它的字首 I-M 是来自 I-N， 因为 I-N 碰到 B-M-P 开头的字根呢会拼作 I-M。 那这个字首呢它表示往内，P-O-R-T 表示运送，往内运送应该很容易联想到 import， 它有进口、输入或是引进的意思。第二个补充的是 export E-X-P-O-R-T 它的字首 E-X 表示向外， P-O-R-T 表示运送，那向外运送就表示是出口、输出或是外销。第三个是 deport D-E-P-O-R-T它的字首 D-E 表示离开、远离， P-O-R-T 表示运送，把某人送走、送远离了，应该不难联想到 deport 它有驱逐、遣返或是遣送出境的意思。第四个 support， 好，它的字首 S-U-P 是来自 S-U-B，因为 S-U-B 这个字首碰到 P 开头的字根，它就拼成 S-U-P 了。好，那这个字首表示从下方，那么字根 P-O-R-T 在这边它是表示支撑哦，从下方支撑着来作为后盾，应该可以联想到 support 它有支持、拥护或是赞助的意思。好，接着读到课文第二部分的第一句，他说Some countries, though, have taken this relaxed approach to being late to a whole other level. 不过啊，有些国家把对于迟到的这种随意态度提升到完全不同的层次。好，句子里面的 take something to a whole other level 就表示把什么带到完全不同层次，提升到完全不同层次。同学们可能也有听过 take something to a whole new level 就表示把什么带到全新境界。类似的用法还有 take something to the next level， 字面的意思是把什么带到下一个层次，那它是用来表达改善或是提升某事物，以达到更高的境界。举例来说 This esports monitor will take your gaming experience to the next level。 这款电竞萤幕将会使你的游戏体验提升到更高境界。好，那么以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾今天的单字吧。
Transportation. Since so many Americans own a car, public transportation in most parts of the United States isn't very extensive. Apology. I owe you an apology for forgetting about our dinner plans last night. Gathering. The event will be an informal gathering of about 10 to 20 people. Imply. The president's unexpected hospital visit implies that he is in poor health. Flexible. Our schedule is flexible, so please let us know if none of the suggested times work for you. Reside. The majority of the country's population resides in the capital city.
Discussion starter starts now!
Here's our discussion starter for today. How do people in your culture regard punctuality?
Oh, now as an American, I can't speak for all Americans, but usually being late is not a good thing. Now, for some Americans like my father, you can't be late, especially when it comes to business. Yes, in a business setting, people should always be on time. When you do that, you show the people that you're meeting with that you are a serious individual worthy of doing business with.
Well, you just talked about business occasions, but for social occasions, most people in the United States, where I'm from, are pretty flexible, okay? It's like, well, if we plan the party to start at 8, you can come at 9 or 10 or whenever. It's okay. But again, for business situations, you still got to be on time.
Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.